Making your way through work Monday takes everything you got. Then Monday night rolls around and you realize there's a shot. You're only 10 points away. All those times when your team had no fight, they're just so gosh darn frail. Then your star quarterback let another deep ball sail, and your third round pick bet on his team. Then go check out our streets where everybody knows your pain, and they listen to complaints. You wanna be where you can see our bodies bring you no shame. You wanna go where everybody knows your pain.
Welcome back to another episode of Dad Bod Fantasy Squad. I'm here with Robbie Bobby. What's up, guy?
How we doing, Mario? Thursday night is here. We are back to some football. Let's get it. I'm excited for this game.
Yeah, but we're gonna say that every time. Like, there's literally a game.
I'm excited.
How excited? 1 to 10
for a Thursday night football game. 10.
Yeah. What?
Most of the time these games suck. Like, we finally have a good game.
So you ready to see Jordan Love light up the night?
Can't wait. I can't for both these teams. I'm excited to watch Gibbs. I'm excited. Monty's back. Jared Goff's going to be slinging the ball around. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I say that every Thursday, and it's usually not. So Thursday night games suck with that, but I'm expecting a really good game, and I'm excited to watch it.
I am. I'm always excited to watch some. What's up, Tiff? Always excited to watch some Jordan Love. I mean, I had a quick question for you, and this isn't even like because you got good value everywhere you did. In my mind, you did the right thing everywhere you kind of dumped off. You held him for 2 years and Dynasty, I think 2 different leagues I could think of, and then dumped him off, maybe 3.
Mm-hmm.
And are you having some regrets, or did you kind of expect this start? Like, it's nothing like he's not setting the world on fire, but for fantasy, he kind of is. What's up, Albert?
Yeah.
What's up, Willie?
He's top five. Am I regretting it? Sure. I'm regretting, obviously, if you have a top quarterback like that on your team. So I was debating 2 things, right, Mario, with Jordan Love, before I traded him away in the offseason in all the dynasty leagues that I had him. I drafted him, or I picked him up his rookie season. I held on to him throughout the whole time with Aaron Rodgers there. And I was debating when he got the starting job, I was either going to dump him in the offseason if I felt the package was good enough, or I was going to hold the first month or 2, right? Like, if I held on to him throughout this process and not right now, if I'm like, let's go, now is the time, strike while the iron's hot. Let's see what I can get. I could have got more. But I'm comfortable with how I did it, because obviously
avoid the risk.
You avoid the risk.
You avoid the risk.
Like, it was worth the packages I got. I felt were good enough to move on from him with how risky the play was, because we just didn't know.
They were all overpays for him.
I think so at the time. Right, at the time. Now, looking back at it, hindsight 2020, right? Like, yeah, if I held on to him throughout this first month of the season and he did what he did, I could have gotten a better package. But again, that's such a risky play to do. And we don't know.
It's like cashing out. It's like cashing out a bet.
Yeah. And we still don't know. Like, I hope he's great. I really do. I like him. I like the team. I like a bunch of the players on the team. So I hope he stays good. But we still, it's only been 3 games. We still don't know how awesome he's going to be throughout the next month, the next 2 months. And if he falls off a cliff, then I'm looking really smart. But if he catapults into looking like the next Aaron Rodgers, then I'm going to be hurting.
Yeah, I that's the hope, right? But we'll see. It's very early. He's 3 weeks in. Tonight would be another statement game if he could do it again. But let's get to some. We got a lot on the agenda before we get to this. So let me run through it. We're gonna do the squares, which I'm already struggling, and the Browns are on there, so that's a great start.
Should be okay.
we're going to do some news. We have our start sits, guys we like this week, guys we don't like this week. We're going to do our DFS plays. And lastly, we are going to set our baby bowl lineup right here on air. We definitely got to get that in before Thursday if we got any Thursday night guys going. So that's the agenda. Let's get into this game. Okay, Jordan Love on Fraud Watch. Okay, hater alert. All right. Anybody watching, feel free to help us because we are still always going to struggle at this game. It is a tough time. Do you have a all right, let's roll.
I got a good one for Brown San Fran. Let's go with Jeff Garcia.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Man.
16%. I thought he'd be one of those like platinum ones. Rams, you could go L.
You want the lower percentage though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, man. I'm really terrible because like I was just staring forever. And I know we've gotten defensive players from the Falcons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have. This one I'm blanking.
Terrell Owens for Cowboys one.
Yep.
Good call out, Albert. He was the one that posted this after I read it. I did not think of that on my own. Still kind of a low percentage there. One team only in career. So the Rams. Oh man, we almost had Gurley, but right now it's Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, throw Kupp in there.
Oh,
that's a good one.
That is a good one, Felix. Do you want to post that?
Yeah.
Sanders. I always spelled Deion's name wrong, dude. I get the E and I mixed up.
Yeah. So what's that dude's name? Oh my goodness.
I thought it was Dante Stallworth, but I don't think it is.
No.
Oh, not Rashad Higgins.
Why? Oh, dude, this is gonna. I want to say it's Hodgins or something like that.
Yeah. You're
Hodges.
Yes, Hodges. I used to love him.
So did I.
It's not Hodges. Maybe that will help.
Try Hodge. I feel like that's it, dude.
He played the electric guitar when he would score. This isn't it either.
Damon Hodge?
No, it's not it. That's 2000. That's 2000. Okay. He played the electric guitar. Oh my gosh.
He might not even be in this game.
1 year, one team only. That was almost Matt Ryan, almost Julio Jones, Roddy White. Is that Roddy White?
He was drafted there, but
he was definitely drafted there. 1000% drafted there.
I don't think he played anywhere else. Yeah, I think he did. Go Roddy White.
I think he was one of the ones that like left right at the end. Oh! All right, San Fran. Who's only played in San Fran? I mean, Brock Purdy. You know what I mean? He's only played there. I don't know if that would count.
Yeah, I don't know if that would work.
Debo. We'll just put Debo.
Oh, Willie coming in.
You want to go Kittle?
That might be too old. Yeah, go Kittle.
Go Kittle. Yeah, baby. So he said Clay Matthews Jr.
No.
He played? He didn't play. Did he play for the Browns?
No, he didn't play for the Browns. Clay Matthews Sr. maybe.
Yeah, Clay Matthews Jr. played for OSU. Right? No. Clay Matthews played for Green Bay.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't even know if he went to Falcons, did he?
Clay Matthews Sr. He played for the Browns.
Did he play for the Falcons?
I don't know.
What is the receiver's name?
Yeah, can I look it up?
No.
All right. It's Hodge something. It's Hodge, dude. It's Hodges. Oh, dude, that's annoying. That's it right there. No, go back. Oh, no, it's not. No,
lied again.
Nope. Right there, Isaiah Hodgins.
No, that's what's his name?
Yeah, no, nope.
He's on Giants. Old. He's saying old.
We could try
We're
it.
gonna give it to you, Willie, because we
I don't
can't
know if
think
he
of
was on
that.
the Falcons.
We got one guess left.
Well, you could
Can't
flick
think
it.
of that stinking.
Rams, Cowboys. We should know this. There's got to be somebody. We're just blanking on.
Well, yeah, think St. Louis, the Rams, Cowboys. That will help, I'm sure.
Oh,
Brandon Cooks.
yes. There you. Well done, dude.
We
good.
technically had this one. I would give this one to us because eventually that name's going to come to us. He had a good one here too. Tavon Austin. What a run. What a run. We're going to switch screens here.
Cardell Hodge.
Yeah. I always thought he was good.
I liked him. Yeah, I liked him.
I do.
That was a good one. We didn't get embarrassed like last week.
No, that was a pretty solid one, but we did have some pretty solid help from the chat.
Yeah,
So we have some news. Jalen Waddle was cleared concussion protocol. He is good to go. Any
excited.
relevant things there? No more Craig
I'm trying to trade for him.
I think it's a great time to try to trade for him.
Yeah, trying to trade for him.
Look, the offense definitely goes through Tyreek. But you talk about like if God forbid if something was to happen to Tyreek Hill, man, you have a high powered offense, the number one target, but even having the number two target and not much competition with targets in general.
It's him. Yeah, it's the running backs. It's him and Tyreek, and this offense is going to put numbers up. So give me Waddle if I can get him right now to discount all day.
David Montgomery, Christian Watson, and Aaron Jones playing tonight. Monty was a late active. Christian Watson and Aaron Jones were more than expected to play for pretty much since last week, but like still kind of getting back to it. But you trusting who you not trusting this week?
I'm playing. Well, with the running back landscape and how everything's going, I'm probably playing all three of them. If I have a better play than Monty, I'm willing to do that because I don't know how much he's going to play in this game. Seems like he was really hurt, obviously. So I don't know how much run he'll get, but dude, we talked about it last night, me and Alex, like the running back positions quickly turning into what the tight ends are. Like it's a mess.
It is.
Week in and week out, it's up and down. And these running back by committees are no joke. And it's turning into something where you're going to be streaming different players each and every week, trying to figure it out based on matchups, stuff like that. And this is a good matchup.
This was a conversation Cody and I had in text too, was because our running backs right now, we had in our.
I'm going Moss.
I would go Moss too. In our one of our main leagues, we have. Let me read this to you because we drafted Madison and Miles Sanders, and they're not awful, but they haven't been anything exciting. Cody drafted Kyron Williams for us. We picked up Zach Moss. So like if you scooped one of those guys, those no names, essentially, like you literally have two guys that are close or in the top 12 RB position right now. And like, who would have thought that through 3 weeks?
Well, I was saying this last night as well. Like I drafted Bijan and Gibbs in my one league. And then I picked up Jerome Ford and A-Chain. So
yeah, Jerome Ford's another one that
now I'm figuring out like who am I trading, who am I trying to trade, who am I moving around? Am I going to keep all four and just flex one of them and move things around as matchups present themselves? So it's definitely an interesting time for the running back position because a lot of the players that are getting the points are the ones that you picked up off waivers. So it's going to be an interesting month to see how everything unfolds.
This question, Aaron Jones or two others, Jerome Ford, Kyron Williams, Damian Pierce. So Damian Pierce would be fourth for me here on this list. Aaron Jones is going to be a risky play.
I think he's got the highest.
He does, because we just don't know what the snap count will look like. So Willie, if you want to play it safe, it's Ford and Kyron. If you want that high upside, you got to go Aaron Jones and probably Kyron. Kyron goes against Indy. Ford sees who the Browns have this week.
Baltimore.
Yeah, I think I go Aaron Jones and Kyron here.
I'm with you. It's tough. That's a tough one. Good problem to have though. Musgraves for me. Big
Musgraves. Here's a Musgraves or Njoku. There was a great tweet that was posted, and I don't have the name here, but I just put it in a chat. Hold on, the Detroit Lions have been pretty terrible against the tight end position. Yeah. Week 1, Noah Gray had 3 for 31. Noah Gray, right? Like, understand who the names are nothing. And Blake Bell had 2 for 12. So 5 receptions for 43 yards. Week 2, Noah Fant and Will Dissly, again, mediocre tight ends. Noah Fant had 4 receptions for 56 yards. Will Dissly had 3 for 35. And then week 3, Kyle Pitts and Jonnu. I get it. Kyle Pitts is a stud, but together they had 10 receptions for about 90 yards.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 77, actually. 78. There we go. So yeah, I think it's big Musgrave week. All right. Run through the last of this news. Kyle Pitts is a dud. Ayuk expects to play this week. Lowers Debo a little bit.
Debo's missed both practices.
Whoa, because of that rib or whatever.
Yeah. So something to monitor.
Yeah,
for sure.
Ayuk could be instant. I mean, even if Debo's out there, you're plugging in Ayuk the way he came out this year. Barkley limited at practice. Do you think he goes? Because I don't. Yeah, I think he's out this week.
I think he misses this week again, and then he'll be back next. But keep it in mind. Keep something to watch.
And Deshaun Watson limited with sore shoulder. Rest day, I'm assuming.
I have some concerns.
What?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
For what?
He took some pops last game on that shoulder. If you rewatch that game, there's a play. He ran I think it was just a QB sneak up the middle going into the goal line about the 5-yard line. He took a nice shot to the shoulder. And I think that's what it was. So I'm assuming it's just a bruise.
Sore is fine though. Yeah.
He wasn't the accurate.
Could affect his play.
He wasn't super accurate the first 2 weeks, and coming in now with the sore shoulder, a little nervous. But we'll see how it goes.
Let's get to our must starts and must sits of the week. Yeah. So, Robbie, did you want to kick us off with some QBs, start and sits?
Yeah. I know you're not a massive fan of this play, but I'm starting Joe. And there's some talks about maybe sitting him this week. Joe Burrow against Tennessee. I know the cap's an issue, but I think Joe Burrow on one leg can still carve this Tennessee secondary up. And we just saw Deshaun Watson, what he did against the secondary, what all these receivers did against the secondary. I think he's an instant plug and play if you're questioning it, which there has been some rumblings that people are talking about it. But play Joe Burrow against the secondary.
So I don't love this play for DFS, but everywhere I have Joe Burrow and Jared Goff, and I think we're going Jared Goff still tonight. But I don't love this play for DFS personally. That's what I meant because I could see him getting 17 to 18. Can I see him getting 29? I don't know.
I can see him getting 29. A less obvious one, Jared Goff. Funny enough that you brought that up against Green Bay. No Jair Alexander this week. I think he's locked in. Again, I had said it earlier. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be a shootout between these two quarterbacks. A lot of pass work. I think Goff's going to have a nice little day.
Yeah, I am really hoping for, and I will probably say this every Thursday too. I think the game should be a high scoring. None of these defenses are that strong. My biggest concern, I don't have them as a sit. I've kind of learned my lesson from last year trying to get this too cute, but Amon-Ra scares me a little bit tonight. Doesn't do very well. Jair's been playing good. Jair usually follows. Is Jair out?
Yeah, that's why That's why Goff was a must start for me with Jair out.
No way. Does that change everything?
Yeah, Willie. I think it's going to be a big day.
Jair is out for sure. Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I was seeing. Yep.
But CB Jair Alexander is not active. Whoa, that changes quite a bit. Everything.
Yeah,
Amon may eat tonight. I don't think your guys' secondary is. I don't think your secondary is strong enough to cover Amon. The sun god will rise, Felix. Tonight. Got to change some DFS lineups for tonight. All right, go ahead and did you hit your QB sit? Hey, I have been very objective, right? So yeah, objective.
Yeah, you got it.
Unbiased.
Mm-hmm. You have me.
And I express my
He's
love.
a resident
for
Green Bay fan over here.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Like I've hyped up almost all of them.
You don't want to lose him.
You guys' defensive line looks better than expected.
It does.
That secondary though. That secondary is sus
QB
without
sit.
Jair.
QB sit Mario for me. Again, I don't think it's something you're as in on as I am. Lamar Jackson against this Browns defense. If you have better options, is what I'm saying. I think it's tough to sit Lamar. But if you have like Jordan Love, if you have Jared Goff, those players I'm looking at plugging in over Lamar against this Browns defense. I'm telling you, it's no joke. I've been saying it all season. I think they're for sure a top 5, but they're on pace for a historic defense right now. And until something changes for this defense, I am all in on staying away from anyone against this defense.
So I'm kind of going through and doing it pretty fast. In the last 3 years, granted, one of the games he got hurt, he's seen Cleveland 3 times. And in those 3 games, and one of them he got hurt. So really, one of them he only played 14% of the snaps. But in the other 2 games that he played Cleveland, 10 points and under in the last 2 years. Now in 2020, he lit us up, man. I mean, 2020, we just struggled to stop him. I think that was his career year, actually, if I'm remembering correctly. So yeah, Lamar hasn't been doing great against the Browns in the past couple of years. They kind of figured him out a little bit more. It's hard to say like bench Lamar for Jordan Love or Jared Goff, but I can hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So my QB start sit. I got 2 starts.
100% Albert, do that.
Oh yeah, Cousins is RB or QB1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Schwartz is putting pressure on him all day. He ain't gonna.
The thing they have the speed. The difference the past 2 seasons has been JOK. JOK shadows him around the field, doesn't let him get away. No big plays with the legs, and
but their offense is a little bit different this year.
It is, which is I think plays better into the Browns' hands. To be honest with you.
My QB starts are from the same exact game this week. Justin Fields versus Denver. You could say, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 3 times, a fool don't get fooled again. But fool me 4 times. No. Justin Fields versus Denver. Denver just gave up 725 yards on offense, 350 yards in the rushing. Jay Fields wanting to get back to Timothy. Here's the recipe, right? Go ahead, get out there, run, do your thing. This defense sucks. They're not going to fix things overnight. This is a Jay Fields game. I don't want to say it's going to put him back on track for the rest of the season. It may be one and done, but this is the guy this week, man. He's going to go off. A lot of hate, wants to prove people wrong. My other start in the same game, Russell Wilson. That Chicago defense is terrible. They're terrible. Bears have allowed these QB finishes to start the year off. J Love, QB3. Baker Mayfield at QB18. I get it. QB18 ain't not much, but it's Baker. And Patty Mahomes was a QB5 with 73% snaps. So the Chicago defense is real rough. I want everybody in this game. I think this game is the game of the week. We'll talk more about it in DFS. My QB sit. I think Dak is the QB sit this week against New England. It scares me, dude. CD likely going to be shadowed by rookie Christian Gonzalez. He's been pretty lights out this season.
Very good. Yeah, he's very good.
Could be a tough day for Dallas. I do, and we'll talk about this also. I have some Tony Pollard plugged in some places and even some Jake Ferguson, but I'm not going to tell people to sit CD because that's, again, learn my lesson from last year. I'm going to tell you to sit Dak, though.
Temper expectations with CD this week. And again, I don't think he's going to have a massive day against what the Patriots are doing.
But he could go out 5 for 64 and you'd be like, okay. But yeah.
And I think next week he turns into a trade for target if he doesn't put up some big numbers.
Why is this stacked games?
He's just not. He hasn't been producing at a great clip throughout so far. So slow start. Yeah, some tough defenses they played. The first week was obviously a blowout, so they didn't even really need them.
That Arizona and Giants defense, man, they're tough.
Yeah, so
his best that was sarcasm. His best game was against the Jets defense.
Yeah,
kind of funny.
Sure, but I'm just saying, like, if he struggles again this week, he turns into a go get him for me.
RB starts and sits. Hit him.
Start Josh Jacobs. We were talking about this off air where there's not a ton of really nice matchups for the running back position this week. He's going against the Chargers. Alexander Madison just had a top 12 day against this defense. Jimmy G is questionable. If he's out, the whole offense is going to revolve around Jacobs. So plug him in. Probably the worst defense they're going to see all season, and should be a nice little day for him. And then he's back, dude. He's back, Mario. Alvin
Jacobs?
Kamara is back.
Kamara.
My next start, Alvin Kamara, going against Tampa Bay, who just gave up 130 yards to Swift. Somewhat similar runners. He's going to get the majority of this work in the backfield. Let's see what the guy's got. Does he still have it? I think he does. Plug and play Alvin this week. I think he's going to have a very nice day against Tampa Bay. RB sit. I'm going. We say it every single week, Mario. Who's going against Tennessee? What running back is going against Tennessee?
Joseph Mixon.
It's Joseph Mixon this week going against Tennessee. I know we said sit Ford last week, and he ended up having a pretty nice day. That's the scary
part about Mixon, too, because Mixon could do the same.
I get it, but as good of a day that Ford had, I think it was 10 carries, 18 yards. The entire Browns offense ran 29 times, 78 yards, 2.7 yards per carry. That's what this defense does. And unless you have to bank on 2 touchdowns to get you a good day. I'm not willing to do that. So if you can sit Joe Mixon, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I wouldn't get too personally. I personally wouldn't get too cute with this because I know Mixon does a lot in the pass game. We have Joe Burrow that is very immobile right now, so he's going to be looking for Mixon if his guys downfield aren't open.
They're going to be open.
All right. That's probably true. You're right. But
they're going to be open. That's the thing.
I
right?
I still can easily see Mixon falling in the top 24 this week in RBs, especially with some of these matchups. But if you're loaded at RB, if you got guys like Moss and Kyron on your bench,
that's what I'm saying.
There's situations I can hear you.
Which a lot of people do. I'm just saying, like, people got these guys off. If you got Ford, if you have, like, I'm plugging Ford in over him. I'm plugging in Zach Moss. I'm plugging in those kind of players over him this week because it's going to be a rough one.
I like it. RB start and sit. Yeah.
Perfectly summed up over it.
I am not arguing that point. I could see Mixon having 26 yards on the ground and then also adding another 47 on 6-7 receptions. And then that day turns into a pretty solid day of 15 points or something. RB start. Javonte versus Chicago. Sorry. Again, we're both kind of theming some things here. Chicago's defense is awful. They got rid of a lot of pieces. Yeah. They're rebuilding. It's shown that they're been pretty bad. I'm going to double down on the bad defenses. You may be worrying about this guy. You might be. And this sounds riskier than the name itself, but Najee versus Houston, we have to do it. You have to do it. Plug him in this week. You could take him out next week. I actually think Jaylen Warren's a good play this week.
Yeah, so do I.
This is such a good matchup, man. Houston hasn't been able to stop the run. The reason they kind of limited ETN last week was because they kind of controlled the game the whole time. But that goes to a special teams play, other situations that went into that, them kind of taking over that game script where ETN's yard per carry were great. I think it was 18 for 87. But they would have fed him more, I think. And I think Najee gets fed a lot. RB sits this week. If you got Breece Hall, you got to sit him. Enough. Enough is enough. And I think there's going to be some matchups from all right, let's plug back in Breece. But Breece versus Kansas City. This Kansas City defense they're good. This might be the best. The crazy part is Kansas City has won, 2 Super Bowls over the last 4 years? Is it 4 years or 3? And this might be their best defense.
Yeah.
As of now.
Defense is great. Yeah. Their defense has been killing it. I didn't anticipate it being like this, but I'm with you. Sit Breece against this defense. Sitting a lot of people against this defense. But Mario, we talked about this ad nauseum in the offseason with Breece Hall, right? Like, if you draft him, know what's going on the first couple months of the season. We didn't anticipate Aaron Rodgers getting hurt, stuff like that.
Everything's changed.
I think it has, but I think a lot of us saw what happened week 1 with Breece and was like, he's back. Like, he's a plug and play rest of the season. Let's calm down. We said it. Like, you got to hold and just don't get too crazy. You want to wait it out. Let's see what happens in the back half of the season because we all expect him to take off when he gets fully healthy, back into football shape. Hopefully they fix the quarterback position a little bit. And then we can see Breece kind of take off. Honestly, if anything, I'm trying to trade for him right now, stash him on my bench and let it marinate, let it cook a little bit. And then hopefully he takes off back. You
trying to trade for him in Dynasty or redraft?
Both if I can.
I don't think I'm ready to do it in redraft. You need a QB for him to be relevant, I think.
They're going to switch the quarterback position. To who? I don't know, but it's got to be better than what's going on. I hope not. Like, I hope there's something else going on in the background. The only
thing that could be going on is Carson Wentz right now.
Sure, which all those options are better than what's going on with Zach Wilson right now. And if you don't do it now while Zach Wilson's the quarterback, that price goes up. So if you can get him now before this quarterback change happens, and then hopefully the offense kind of looks more competent. Same thing with Garrett Wilson, right? Like, if you can get Garrett Wilson now at a discount before the quarterback position switches, it's better. Like, there is no chance they run this whole season with Zach Wilson. There's
I
no
don't
way.
think so either.
So
I have another RB sit here, and it's whatever Tennessee back you're considering starting. Derrick Henry is banged up. I don't think you plug in Tajay against this front seven. They see Cincinnati. Yeah. We hear it all the time. Honestly, it's not that great. There's Najee's
garbage.
Decently better than Trent. Through 3 years, you just look at the yards per carry; they're better, but he's not good. This Cincinnati front seven looks nice. So I'm saying if Derrick Henry doesn't go and you're like, oh, I got Tajay, I don't think I'd plug him in. Especially if you're expecting Cincy to just dog shit on them. Like, I don't think I would do it. Wide receiver start sit for you, Rob.
Wide receiver start. I said it earlier. If I'm going with Joe Burrow as a start, I'm going to start T. Higgins. I know he's had 2 rough games to start the season. He had 1 really nice game. I think this week will be what we saw week 2. The secondary can't cover these receivers, regardless of who's throwing him the ball. He's going to get open. T's going to get open. He's a big play waiting to happen. I think he's going to find the end zone at least one time. Plug and play T. I think he's going to have a really nice week against Tennessee. And then let's see, my other one, kind of a lesser commodity, Cortland Sutton going against Chicago. We've been talking about it. This defense is really bad. And Sutton, for what it's worth, has put together a really nice start to the year. He's on pace for over 1,000 yards. He's got 2 touchdowns and he's got 2 touchdowns in 3 games. He looks really good. He looks like he has somewhat of a nice little connection with Russell Wilson right now. I think he's going to have another nice day against a really bad Chicago defense.
23 targets through 3 weeks. So
17 receptions. Like he's having a nice little start to the year that we're not talking about enough.
I think it's a little less than 17. Nope, it's 17. Who is your sit?
I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. DeAndre Hopkins. You just kind of hit it with Cincinnati's defense is pretty good, man. The secondary is decent, but that front seven's is a menace.
Tennessee's offensive line does not look good.
Tennessee's offensive line is not good. Tannehill is not mobile enough anymore. He's not mobile at all anymore, to be honest with you. Tannehill just sucks. Like until Tannehill's not the quarterback there, D-Hop's going to be a really tough play for me unless it's going to be nice. Unless he's going against this Tennessee secondary, like I'm not playing.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough year for Tennessee, I think. I was surprised that they beat the Chargers. Let's go to wide receiver start. Christian Watson. Perfect timing for this, I guess, right?
Tiff. We got some
Christian Watson versus Detroit. That's right. I trust the Packers medical staff. I'm plugging them in. I think this is a lot of people are having this question, so I wanted to make sure to get ahead of it. Obviously, most weeks you're starting Christian Watson, but I feel like people are like, oh, what if he doesn't play a lot? I don't think he's really going to be limited all that much. We've seen him hop right back into games. They don't put him out there till he's ready. My second start, it's a sneaky deep. I feel like mine are much deeper than yours. Much like, oh, that's a little risky. Tutu Atwell.
I just gave Cortland Sutton.
You also gave T. Higgins. Like me as a T. Higgins, I'm not considering benching him.
Okay.
I get it. People might. All right. Tutu Atwell versus Indy. We're running back the Indy secondary. I think that Tutu is going to get open. They're using him in creative ways. Like, have you seen how Mike McDaniel is using Tariq? Yeah,
I have.
They use Tutu.
It's a thing of beauty.
Very, very similarly. I'm running with Tutu. I think he's going to break free in this. The only concern I have is if this offensive line can't hold up against Indy, but I don't think Indy's defensive line's very mid. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's bad. Flowers versus number 1 pass defense, Waddle versus 3rd pass defense, or Nico versus Pitt. Sutton. Oh, this never ended. He put or, and then this never ended.
How many do you need out of this group?
Flowers is playing the Browns. I think he can break free.
I don't.
I would for sure starting Waddle.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go in order, and he could determine how we would go from there. Waddle, Sutton, DJ Moore, Nico, Flowers. That seems too cute though. Like Flowers has been the guy, but I just really like DJ Moore and Sutton this week. Their defenses are.
Yeah, you need 3. I'm going Waddle, Sutton, DJ. Yeah,
I'm doubling that. It sucks to bench Nico and Flowers though. I don't feel great about that.
I'll tell you, Tank's emergence is putting a dent in Nico.
Mechie's snap shares are going up a little bit too, slowly but surely. My wide receiver sit. Wilson. Another week, another Zach Wilson is killing me. Can't do it. Plus, again, we talked about it. Kansas City's secondary is super nice. I think that it's really good. Their cornerback has been playing lockdown Dion.
Who are you sitting him? Who are you plugging in over him?
I've done it. I'm doing it in multiple leagues. But Wilson would be behind all of those guys for me. All of them. Even Flowers. I think, Flowers, here again, thing with Flowers, say what Robbie's going to homer this up a little bit, but we did see Pickens break free. We saw Pickens break free, but there's a high risk, high reward play with Flowers here. Like, you've watched the Browns as much as us. Gibbs or sit him tonight? What's the options? Because I think you're usually going to plug in Gibbs here.
I think Gibbs got a nice matchup. I have to see the options who you're kind of considering between the guys, but I think he's gonna have a nice day.
My other wide receiver sit here while we wait for that response is Mike Evans versus New Orleans. I'll do this all day. I will sit this every year. Him and Lattimore have a history. I think Lattimore's in. Again, I didn't know Jair was out, so I don't know why. Okay. He loves shadowing Evans, and honestly, if you look at every game, he has mostly kept him in check. Last year was the year that Evans was in the first half, I think, like 3 for 60, and then got ejected.
Yeah.
He could have had a much bigger day. So they get heated. They get in fights.
Man, it's a risky play to play Mike Evans this week.
I completely agree. I think this is, especially you got Baker. The Saints defense is nice. Like, I think Mike Evans is a sit. I think Godwin may even be. This Saints defense is real also. We're seeing a lot of strong defenses so far. Well, as the season wears on, I think it will change a little bit, but go ahead with your tight end start sits.
You wanted a sleeper? I got one for you. Donald Parham.
Donald Parham
going against the Raiders this week. They've been really bad against the tight end position.
I actually love this, by the way.
Yeah, the defense as a whole has been just really bad against.
Mike Williams. Quentin Johnston still getting up to speed. Joshua Palmer still being mid.
They're gonna be in positions to score the football a lot. They're gonna be in the red zone a lot. I know Eckler could be back, but if they get around the goal line, Parham's the guy. Like, they're gonna find him in the red zone. They're gonna find him in the end zone. I think he's gonna have a nice day.
I think your tight ends these are perfect. Like, I think these are fun because this is a bold call. That next.
Sit.
It's not supposed to be bold calls either. It's supposed to be like lower or higher on certain startable guys. Go ahead. Sorry.
And I said this last night, but I think Parham is someone we need to have a legitimate conversation around the Dad Bod crew and just kind of gauge where we are with him, because targets.
Brian's loved him for 3 years now.
I know, it's 7 targets, 6 receptions, 3 touchdowns. The dude's tight end 6 right now in the season. Like, it's crazy.
What? Just because of 3 touchdowns?
He was tight end 5 week 1, tight end 6 week 3, tight end 51 week 2.
What was the tight end 3 stat line? It was like 2 for 2 for 2 touchdowns or something like that.
Boom bust, baby.
Yeah, geez.
And I'm calling boom this week. I am saying sit Mark Andrews. And again, it's just, I know I sound like a homer, but this Browns defense is unbelievable. They're number 1 against the tight end position. The combo of Delpit and JOK is locking down the tight ends right now at a clip that we haven't seen in years. 2 games. And if you want to, like, you can say everything, like, I can keep going on about how good the defense is this season. If you want to look at history and what's going on, Mark Andrews last year, 2 games against the Browns, he combined for 9 targets, 3 receptions, and 31 yards, 0 touchdowns. So that's what they did before they were what they are this season. I just don't love the matchup specifically for Mark Andrews this week. He never really has a really nice day against the Browns. So if you can afford to sit him, I'm plugging guys in like Luke Musgrave. I'm plugging in, I mean, obviously Sam Laporte is an easy play over him this week. I don't know if I'd get cute enough to go Parham over him, but there should be some other options that I think you can get in over him, because I don't think he's going to do too much. Yes.
You'd sit
100%.
Okay. So yes, he would sit Andrews for Laporta, Addison or Hanky Tanky Dell. Hanky Tanky Dell is hot right now, dude. I think
ride that wave, baby. Ride that wave.
Pittsburgh secondary that hasn't been great. Joey Porter's been really good, but he hasn't been getting snaps yet. And right now it's Levi Wallace and Patrick Peterson, and they had 3 turnovers last week, or 4.
That's why the defense is good. They're getting turnovers, but they're
allowing
yards. They're giving up yards. They're giving up points.
Is this for
Tank
this
Dell
week?
Should have a good day.
Who's Atlanta play again, Rob?
Give me 1 second. Atlanta has
Jacksonville. Oh, I think I go Pitts. Yeah, Kincaid hasn't done much. What is Kincaid done?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, I guess you gotta just
what,
hope
what
for
are
the
we
best.
saying, dude? I think Kincaid's done more than Pitts.
He
Buffalo
has
against Miami, they're
not.
going to be slinging the ball. Give me Kincaid.
I'm going Pitts, Willie.
I'm going Kincaid.
Who would have thought? Who
Yeah.
would have thought? You know,
And me, I'm the resident Pitts
who
stan.
who would have known
Besides
that they were going to throw to
Norton, but
Pitts? All right, I'm going to make my tight end start sit real fast because it was really kind of. I mean, you're just doing the best you can at tight end right now. Because even these guys that are studs, right? Like George Kittle finally had a week. That was it. Hawkinson's been on amazing. Kelsey, amazing. But outside of that, what?
Laporta.
Yeah, and Parham.
Laporta. Yeah,
And I guess Musgrave's got like some consistent offensive role.
Yeah.
Musgrave's
been good.
Tight end start for me is Jake Ferguson against New Orleans. We talked about this at the top. You got to go Pitts. We talked about this at the top. I think I know Dak is on my bench list, but I think Ferguson, seeing the volume he has through 3 weeks, he will see a bit higher this week, and he's seen good volume through these 3 weeks. And I think he sees a little bit more. CD's going to be having a tough day. My tight end sit is Njoku versus Baltimore. You talk about some good linebacker play. They're nice with Baltimore, and Njoku hasn't really been used enough to trust so far anyway. So good matchup, bad matchup. I don't know if you're like, it's, and they kind of,
he's running,
right?
I mean, he is running routes at a good clip. He's just not getting utilized enough. So until that switches, he's a tough play moving forward.
Let's get into we're running low on time, so we're going to kind of mosey on over to the DFS plays. So I was telling Rob on the pre-show, this is one of those lineups that I might submit in a ton of small entries, big tournaments, because it's very not popular, but it's going to be hit or miss. So note that if you run with me on this lineup. Justin Fields, like I said, I'm huge on him this week. I think he's going to be QB1. I actually believe that. Roschon Johnson is my RB. This is where it's like, I don't love this sort of. This is also a weird thing. I don't like doing the QB, the RB, and then you see at the bottom I got DJ Moore. Again, I'm targeting the Denver-Chicago game here. Don't love doing that, but I could. There's a situation where this pans out that these are the 3 offensive weapons. Plus, Roschon, having him in my lineup is going to give me some exposure that a lot of people aren't putting him in. He might be more chalky than he normally is this week because of Denver's getting destroyed last week on the ground, but I also want a piece of that if he is. Tony Pollard's my other back. Talked about a million times already. New England's going to kind of lock down one-dimensional CD Lamb on here, so they're going to need Tony. They're going to need guys like Jake Ferguson. In that same game, in the Denver-Chicago game, I have the bring back, but again, high risk, high reward is this lineup's name here. Marvin Mims. He's not seeing a snap percentage count that I would enjoy. I would want when normally putting guys in my lineup.
I think it would clip up though.
We're boom busting. It does seem like that might clip up, like you just said, because like he's been playing so well. He's been doing a lot of on the offense. But again, we're hoping to see over 50% at this point. Right now, he's been in the 20s. Tutu Atwell, already talked about him. I think he's a great play this week. Hunter Henry, this one feels a little bit risky as well. Dallas's defense did not look like they were what the hell they were doing without Diggs. I'm kind of taking advantage of that. This is Mac's favorite target. I think he has a chance to get open. Flex is Jamar Chase, Robbie's favorite reason, right? Tennessee secondary. Have to go big there. Wanted to spend. And I want that Saints defense so they could say hello to Baker. Yeah. Say, hello, Baker. We miss you. Right. From the dad.
I like the Saints defense for sure. That's a good.
They should have a good one.
Good call. Joe Burrow. I've been talking about him all night. He's my quarterback. Going against Tennessee. I paired him with Jamar Chase. I think that duo is going to have a really nice day. A bunch of other lineups I have T. Higgins as well. I think this pass attack's going to have a really nice day. Mario, I'm with you with Roschon Johnson. I have him going Denver. I think it's a terrible defense. I also think Denver's defense is really bad. So I went both running backs in the game. Javonte Williams I think they're both going to have solid days with the potential to really boom against these really bad rush defenses so far throughout the season. Then I paired him
This
with
question from Albert.
Swift or Kyron Williams have PPR.
I think I got to go Swift. How do you take that 300 yards over 2 games?
Yeah, I think you roll with Swift.
They go against the Commanders. Better, decent defense, but
tough.
Half PPR also makes me want Swift more because Kyron's more involved in the passing game than Swift.
Who do the Rams have?
The Rams have a very average matchup that I cannot think of right now, and I have Kyron. They're going against Indy.
This is close. It's closer than I'm going Swift too, Mario. I'm going with you. Cody.
Aaron Jones or Kamara this week?
Kamara.
I said this is I think I go Kamara too. Only reason is because I think Aaron Jones, they said they're going to be a little bit limited on him, but again, it's scary benching that guy.
I think just because of the injury, I'm a little hesitant to say he's full go. So if you have the option of Kamara, yeah, go Kamara. Where did I leave off? Steph Diggs, I think I said, going against Miami. I think that game is going to be a massive shootout. Buffalo's going to have to put points up. They're going to have to throw the ball a lot. Steph Diggs is the number one option there, so plug it in. Sometimes Adams,
the only option.
Yeah, Devonta Adams going against the Chargers. Probably the worst pass besides Tennessee. It's Tennessee and Chargers are the worst pass defenses in the league. I know Jimmy G has some concerns if he's going to play, but even if he doesn't, all the targets are going to go to Devonta Adams. We have to admit that we were completely wrong on how good he is, or maybe
I definitely do.
Yeah, maybe not how good he is, but I think
how good the situation still is.
Yeah, maybe we just over anticipated how we thought that the offense just wasn't going to be good, which are not good, and we thought that Jimmy G wasn't going to be good, and he's not been that good. But Devonta Adams is still producing at an elite level. So Devonta Adams, I think he's going to have a nice day with whoever's throwing him the ball against this Chargers defense. Plug him in.
Man, Rob, I like this lineup, dude. Yeah, I think I'm going to steal it for like a smaller tournament. I swear. Yeah. By smaller, I mean anywhere from 300 people to, I don't know, maybe $3,000 people.
Yeah.
3,000. Sure. I always get made fun of by my wife because I say $3,000 because that's only money. Right?
That's okay.
So I say $3,000 sometimes for just 3,000.
I like it. I'm going to start doing that. And then tight end position, George Kittle. Everyone knows how much I'm not big on George Kittle. I think he has those boom games every year. I think this is the game against Arizona. Their defense against the tight end position has been very suspect.
I don't even know how you got this lineup.
I know, right?
I'm harping too much. Sorry.
So George Kittle going against Arizona, especially if Debo's out, Kittle's going to be involved a lot. And if he gets involved a lot, he has the potential to have a massive day against Arizona. Flexing, I didn't have a ton of money, so I'm going with Tank Dell. Again, riding that hot wave going against Pittsburgh. We talked about it earlier. Their secondary is not that great. CJ Stroud is producing at a really nice level. There's going to be pressure in his face, but if he can get the ball out to Tank Dell, I think there's potential to get some really nice yards against this defense. And I'm going Cincinnati against Tennessee. I've said it. I think Derrick Henry's not what he was. The Ryan Tannehill is garbage. So the defense has been playing really well. I think there's going to be some nice opportunities for some turnovers in this game. So I'm going with this lineup. I think the only risky play for me, obviously, the running back position. I went light there. I think they're going to have to do something, but against these defenses, I'm willing to take that risk because I think it just takes one play for them to hit.
It's a good lineup. And
Joe Burrow, obviously the calf issue. So it's a risky play. It is, obviously, but I think he's going to be fine going against this Tennessee secondary.
My plan is to take this exact lineup, and personally how I'm going to adjust it is I'm going to move the flex in the QB position, and that's it. And it's tough because I want Russell or Justin Fields, and I want to keep those running backs. So I would probably take a wide receiver, whatever quarterback I take there.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
I love this. I love this lineup a lot. I'm stealing
Thank
it. All
you.
right, let's
I appreciate
let's do some baby bowl lineup.
You wanna
You're
do
gonna
baby
have to
bowl?
tell me who we played. We got 5 minutes to put this bad puppy in.
Let me share the screen real quick. We're doing our baby bowl lineup. Norton's baby bowl, a charity-based one and done player.
You got to
contest.
zoom in. It is real blurry. Control or command on your MacBook. And
Yeah.
then scroll, right? Or zoom. Or you could hit Google. It looks like you're using Google, right? Can't you just hit the bar and it has a little plus sign?
Oh.
Well, here you go, Tiff. Just run. We'll just run the exact same lineup.
Is it really that bad?
It's pretty small. Let's make us smaller,
God
and that will
bless it.
help.
There we go. Is that
It
better?
helps
Are you
little
blind?
bit.
I'm
I
looking
can
at the
tell
same
you-
screen you are.
Yeah, I can tell you, people cannot see this. I know I'm not crazy, especially if they're watching on their phone.
Oh,
We
God
do.
bless it.
There we go. We're a little bit bigger there. Go ahead.
Okay, there you go. That's better. Okay, so you want to start at the QB position?
Sure. How, do you usually do a stack here or what? Tiff said she could see it.
If the matchup presents itself, I don't necessarily need to, but I don't hate doing it.
Have you ran Justin Fields yet? Can we run Justin Fields here?
We can run. Let's do it. You want to do Justin?
Yes.
All right, Justin Fields.
We don't have to. We don't have to do DJ Moore either. Like you said, if the matchup.
Yeah, we don't have
presents
to.
it.
We don't
We don't
have
have
to.
to. We don't have to.
Running back position.
Well, you said use the heavy ones, right? The heavy duties.
Slide them in, baby. You want to go Tony Pollard?
Hail to the air.
Tony Pollard, we are playing this week. Let's see here. We have James Cook against Miami, Ken Walker, Giants, Josh Jacobs against LA.
That's your pick. Yeah, you like that one a lot. Do it.
Let's see. I just want to see what else we got kind of
Do
floating
it!
around.
Do it. It's clear on the 55. I just saw that with.
I think we're going Josh
How
Jacobs,
much
Tony
for that,
Pollard,
though?
Justin
200?
Fields.
I'll give you 175. Wide receiver. Oh man. Did you do Chase yet? Have you done Chase?
I have.
Okay. So have you done T?
Chase. Yes, I believe I did T.
Oh man. Then well, maybe you hit their good games with that.
I hit T
state,
on
'cause
week
they've
2.
only had.
I hit T on
Okay.
week 2.
Did you hit Jamar last week then?
I think I used him week 1.
Oh
No, I didn't. No, I did
pain.
not use him week 1.
Can we dabble in some Tutu or Puka? I'll do either.
We don't need
Whatever
to,
one you
though.
want.
I think those are risky
What?
plays, my friend.
Well, this might be the
You
last
want to go
time you can
Amon?
use
Let's go
Puka.
Amon tonight.
I don't love Amon
Okay,
tonight, but
that's fine,
because I
that's
have
fine.
to not love him tonight.
How about
because I
Keenan?
don't have him in my lineups. Keenan against Las Vegas.
The Raiders.
Did you do Devontae yet?
No, we could do Devontae.
You liked him a lot this week. Why not?
The only risky
we
thing
do
is
Puka?
if Jimmy G's out.
I think
if you-
Puka's a great play because it very well might be the last week you could use him, and he might be a great play this week.
Puka. Let's find
He's
him.
higher. He was higher.
Did you see
He
him?
was, yeah, he's right
Puka.
above the.
There he is. Puka. Plugged in.
All right, thanks. Okay, so what else we need still?
We need
Puka rebound. Puka,
a tight
my
end,
God.
a tight end and a
Okay.
flex. A tight end and a flex is what we need.
Okay, what tight end we thinking? You like George Kittle this week?
I like Kittle. You want?
Then do
I like
Kittle.
that a lot. Let's go Kittle.
Yeah. And then a flex, you said?
Yes. So we need. Yes, we need one flex. RB, wide receiver, whatever we.
We got to
are
go wide
feeling.
receiver, right? Probably should never flex RB because then you're just because then you won't be able to use
Yeah.
it again.
Killing them. Let's see here. Oh no, I didn't use Jamar. You want to go Jamar?
How do you know you didn't use him?
Because he's still here.
It does take him off this list. You sure?
Yes, it takes the guys
And
off.
let's
that
run
you-
Jamar. Oh man, this is the number one winning squad right here.
This is a stacked. If Justin Fields hits,
Justin
This
Fields
is
gonna be
a-
QB1.
let's do it, baby. We need a week 1. We are in 15th in the Baby Bowl. We are in striking distance. We
Send
can
this
make
to
this
Norton.
thing.
Tiff, run it with us if you want to, because this is the money lineup right here.
The money lineup. All right, we are in.
Watch. What? I thought it for sure was gonna be like, no, you used Jamar.
I'm telling you, pulls them out.
Last thoughts, Rob?
Our Baby Bowl lineup's going to be number 1 this week, and I'm excited for it. Joey
Then,
Burrow is going to have a day.
Robbie presented you with a good DFS lineup. Let's run it. Watch now. If we talk about something too much, it never happens. That DFS.
Yeah,
lineup
don't
is
curse
terrible.
my lineup. Don't curse
Yeah.
my lineup.
Awful.
I'm
Awful.
excited for that, but
We'll be
Don't
back
curse.
Sunday morning. I think it's me and Rob. Noon.
back around noon. Yeah, we'll be back right around
Do
noon.
some start sits if you have some last minute questions. And then let's get to Thursday night football.
Da-na-na, na-na-na.
Nice. That was
Right?
real good. The
Should we
Sports
bring
Center.
that back? The Sports
Yeah,
Center?
because I mean it all matches up with the Thursday night football theme, which is on Amazon Prime. But yeah, it works.
I'll have to download that clip.
I was being a little sarcastic.
I'll get
For
the music,
myself, for Robbie Bobby, we love you guys. Peace out. Thank you for watching our episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
If you aren't already following us on Twitter, check us out at DadBodFS.
We'll be posting all of our best clips and videos to all of our social media: TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. You can find us on there at DadBod Fantasy Squad.
Lastly, if you'd rather just listen, we make sure we post our audio of each episode on all the major streaming platforms. Stick with us all season long so together we can count our trophies and not our calories.